Hello, how are you? Please excuse my absence. I think I got really excited that so much stuff was opening up again in my area after the thing, and I overscheduled myself big time. And so this semester is different. So to kick off with my first upload in a while, I have a special guest who is my father. He has just recently retired from the company that he started and ran for 36 years. He started with absolutely nothing and stayed out of debt, and he really built up a strong service company in our area, and now it's in kind of the second generation's hands. And, I just interviewed him and asked him some questions about marketing things, especially when you're on a very tight budget, things that he found to be important and things that he found to be not important. Please enjoy this interview with my dad. I'm hoping to have more interviews about marketing, so let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this or found this helpful. This is my dad, Raymond. For the last almost 18 years, I've been running the marketing at his business, which is a heating and air conditioning business in the Midwest. He started with really not a whole lot of resources back in '87, and
at the time we thought it was plenty. Afterwards, you look back and go, "What was I thinking?" But we made it.
So I thought it would be good to have you on here to maybe talk a little bit about the things that you did. Now, the '80s was a different era when it comes to marketing, but still some of the same thought processes.
Well, and I think back in the '80s. This was mid-'80s. I went to a marketing class at a community college, and they gave us the assignment of reading Guerrilla Marketing, which I think you still talk about today.
I didn't even know that. I've actually recommended that book on this channel before.
And that is one of the first things I did was before I went into business for myself, kind of in the 6 months leading up to that. Yeah, one of the things I did was did a seminar at our local community college. It was like a 2 or 3 Saturday morning session kind of thing, and the room was full of young entrepreneurs or people wanting to learn marketing in basic ways. And yeah, that was one of the first things they did was.
So you read Guerrilla Marketing, which if anybody is not familiar with that book, it's definitely a recommended source, which is it's all about marketing tactics that don't cost very much.
Right.
But it focuses on the most bang for your buck.
We had a couple of things that we knew we needed to do right up front. One was, here I'm in the furnace and air conditioner business. I wanted stickers to go on the appliances. So whenever I was at someone's home, I'm kind of leaving my brand behind. I had multiple types of stickers made up, for different kinds of appliances. And maybe I jumped forward too quickly. The other first thing I did that was a recommendation from this seminar that I'd gone to was hire a graphic artist to create a design, a logo. Mine was going to be very visual. I had stickers that I had in mind, service truck. How do I get the bang for the buck for something that would be different, that would be eye-catching, that would get people's attention and things like that. And so I did just that. I hired a graphic artist, and he was actually involved in putting on the class. That's probably why he puts the class on. That's his guerrilla marketing.
Maybe that's how he gets clients.
He does seminars to get clients. But I remember I paid several $100s for a set of logos and designs, and I don't know if you remember, but it was our family name, kind of diagonal, very prominent. It was really striking, and I would get remarks on that truck. People go, "I see your truck everywhere." I see it everywhere because it was so distinguishable.
And you only had the one.
There was one. There was just one. So I would always smile to myself when they'd go, "Gosh, I see your trucks everywhere." Well, yeah.
Another
you see
thing,
my truck everywhere.
If we're talking about logos now, so let me put in my 2 cents on if you're getting started and you don't even have a logo. Dad was talking about how he was getting stickers made and he needed bigger stickers and smaller stickers. When you're making a logo, you want to think about it. Can you read it when it's this big? If you have some kind of weird, beautiful script that looks great on a computer screen like this, but if you shrink it down to this size,
you can't use it.
Are you still going to see it? So that's definitely.
And we would take that logo and we would blow it up. We've got signs, 4 by 6 foot of the same logo that we would put on a little 1 by 3/4 inch sticker. That was money very well spent, paying the professional to design something. Our business card didn't look like we just went down to the quick printer and had him make off a bunch of generic business cards. It had a professional look to it.
When you were first getting started and you you have no clients just yet. And how Dad got his first clients was literally going door to door saying, do you need heating and air conditioning services? So there's that's a marketing tactic you can use when you have no money for marketing. You can always go and ask.
Yeah, people. And at that time, I did commercial service work, light commercial service work, shopping center type thing. So no, I literally spent weeks knocking on doors, going down from one store to the next store to the next store, and I gained clients that I had for decades after that.
I gained clients like that when I was just building websites for people. I got a few like that.
Yeah. Then after that, similar to the going door to door residentially, is door hangers or flyers. How many door hangers have we had printed over the years?
Yeah, thousands
Tons,
and thousands.
thousands and thousands of them.
Yes.
But you know, it's a great way to target an area. You know that, gee, I think these would be good clients. And
you would keep some just in your car when you're driving around the neighborhood if you saw a house with a really old air conditioner.
Oh, they need one of mine. Or if you're ever at a house, you know, going to the house on each side and the three across the street, you know, we had a term for that we would call that. But anyway, it was basically just think about it. If every day you're doing that, being consistent about it, you can get a lot of door hangers, a lot of messages out there.
How I would do the door hangers initially when I first came on a long time ago was getting some cardstock and a good paper cutter and doing them just in the office, just 100 at a time or so.
We even got a punch for the doorknob punch.
Yeah, I got at a craft store a big hole punch that's about this size at a crafting store. And it made it look like
punch it and snip it with scissors. And,
it looked like a professional door hanger.
But it's a way to target, you know. And I don't care if you're opening up a pizza shop or a heating and air conditioning company. You know, it's you can be very pointed as far as where your message is going out.
Right.
And when you think of saving postage, I mean, gosh, find a Cub Scout or Boy Scouts if they still have Boy Scout troops. But something like that, because the postage is the most expensive part of the marketing part. As you grow, you start turning into more of a branding type thing, you know. So now that you've got a bunch of clients and people that see your truck all over, now you kind of want to do more branding type things. And those were the things that I knew were necessary, but really not very much fun, because it's spending money, and you're not spending money to directly make your phone ring. You know, it's putting your image out there, having your image out there. And I think, you know, now we do a lot of branding.
We do a lot of that.
We do a lot of branding on television.
Sponsoring events, things like that. What I do, we are a franchise business, so we do get some help there as far as, gee, what should a business like your size be spending on marketing if you're wanting to grow? You know, so over the last several years, we've been increasing every year dramatically. However, as a percentage of sales, it's flat. Right. You know, we're spending the same amount, and that's a little easier to do. Right. You know, when you see, gee, am I spending? No, you're really actually spending the same percentage of sales as you were before. Which is great to see that the business is growing, so we advertise more. We always still watch it pretty close. See, I thought you were going to say, when I asked what you spent the most on, was the phone book. Because that was such a that's ancient history now. But I can remember when we began, someone maybe a little more forward thinking than I would have been, of, no, you don't need the phone book. And cutting that off was one of the most scariest marketing decisions. I said that. I know, but wasn't that scary? It's like, whoa, what if this doesn't work? You're living with this for a year. Yeah, we were probably one of the early service companies in our area that made that switch from, I'm not going to invest $10,000 this year in the phone book for like the first time. We started out, we just shrunk it down and we had a listing. If you're looking for me, a bold listing or something. If you're, exactly. You know, and basically you're just trying to make it easy for people to find you. Meaning they're looking for you. Yeah, I think that that's still important logic to this day, because I would say if somebody's first starting off with their business or they don't have a lot of money for marketing, I'd say focusing on your Google My Business listing. So when somebody Googles HVAC companies near me, your listing comes up on Google My Business, like on the map, you know, and that's Google My Business. And that's the same as making sure that your phone number gets listed in the yellow pages back
Right.
in the 80s and 90s. Make sure that
Yeah.
people can find you where they're going to be looking for you, which is
But that's
what
much
search
easier
engines-
to do today than
Yeah.
back then. Back in the day, we were making heavy commitments for
Yeah.
yellow page advertising 6 months into the future,
Yes.
where we don't see anything from it, and then you're stuck with that for a year.
I think that it's a lot easier today
Oh,
to
yeah.
start a business just with marketing that doesn't even cost much.
Right.
Because you can get on Google My Business, you can get on some directory listings for free, get your profile set up on Nextdoor,
Yeah.
things like that, where people can find you and start leaving reviews. And as far as leaving reviews goes, this was always your philosophy at work, which is giving excellent service is better than any marketing.
Yeah.
We didn't spend a lot on marketing
Right.
for a lot of years, but we were growing just because the service was great
Right.
and people would talk about it.
Yeah.
You also were very strict on making sure that your truck was spotless.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
and stuff off the dash, and
Yeah.
everything's clean and presentable. But still, it was projecting an image of a much bigger, very successful company that had one
wasn't
truck.
yeah
Just had one
wasn't
truck,
bigger.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And we were always looking for ways to where we can get our name out for the least amount of money possible. And like YouTube it's free. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have a phone with a good camera, you can be out on YouTube and on online and stuff like that.
Right.
So anything else?
That's it.
Okay, that's it.
That's all I know.
All right, thanks for being my first guest.
Okay. Bye bye.